All right. Good morning, evening, afternoon, whatever time it may be for you. Welcome back to the Mega Man 10 Any% tournament. I am Mushroom Boy 2010, here joined by Konami. How's it going?
Doing great. Just about to watch another full wonderful match between, I believe, Fly and Sorantyan. Starting right as the last race finished. I know, I did say earlier that the next race would start in like 1 or 2 hours, but I was spreading a bit of lies. I'm very sorry for that. I cannot read time zones for the life of me, but no. Thanks for everyone who sticked around just right after the last race started. We are just starting the next race right now, right here.
Heck
So
yeah,
yeah,
this is going to be a great race. I love watching Mega Man races, and Mega Man 10 is a fantastic game.
oh boy, it is the most fantastic Mega Man game if you ask me. And we do have our very own fantastic runners to do it. Fly, I believe a very recent runner in his own right, only picked this game up very recently, shown some great progress. And Sorantyan, again, another new guard versus veteran scenario right here. Sorantyan, a household name in the Mega Man 9 and Mega Man 10 community. If you've been following the Mega Man 9 history at all, you know that he is the current world record holder for that game. So in that game, it's the same game as this, but except you don't really swap weapons. You just pause to swap weapons. So he basically has everything he needs to play this game. He just needs to swap a bunch of weapons and press the L and R buttons a couple of times. So and he basically has the entire skill set needed. So with that, I
Yes.
believe we're going to be starting in just a few seconds. So
Yeah, the runners are already off in the race time room, so we'll see them heading off here in just a second.
yeah.
All right, we start off with Pump Man. Now, why do we begin with Pump Man? Why do we take the route that we do? Do you mind explaining?
So for Pump Man, there's two reasons. One is the usual weapon weakness wheel in the Mega Man series. So every time you beat a Robot Master, you'll get a weapon that another Robot Master will be weak to. So in lieu of that, you kind of want to choose the Robot Masters in the order such that uh, the next Robot Master that you choose will be the one that's weak to the weapon you just got. And for Pump Man specifically, the reason why we choose him first is that uh, in this game, you will get the Rush Jet, a very useful item after beating the first 4 stages. Rush Jet, for those uninitiated with the Mega Man series, is an item it basically lets you fly over stages, just jump up, cruise through over enemy projectiles, spikes, pits, you name it. Basically, it's like a cape from Super Mario World if you're familiar with that game. And it turns out that with starting with Pump first, you can actually have the first 4 stages in the weakness wheel not need Rush Jet at all. So you won't be having Rush Jet on the first 4 stages, and it won't matter that much for the first 4 stages. But conveniently, in the next 4 stages after that, it will be very useful to having Rush Jet. Especially Commando and I believe Sheepman are the biggest time saves in this route in having Rush Jet. So again, that's like a very detailed explanation, if I have to say so myself, of why this route is chosen. Here we have Pump Man. Pretty tricky fight with the Mega Buster because you have to shoot through his shield. That or you want to deplete his shield in order to do damage to him. It's a pretty tricky fight that usually involves you taking a lot of damage along the way. So the players, they did have the choice to pick up an E-Tank earlier on, but they did seem to get through without that much scratches on them. So yeah, impressive stuff to both of them, not like ending up in 1 health or having to use the E-Tank. I'm very impressed.
Exactly, and just to point it out real quick, Fly did pick up the E-Tank while Sorantyan did not. So, however you pronounce that name.
Sorantyan. It is a Japanese name.
Sorantyan.
He does originate from the lands of the rising sun, as every god gamer is. All right, so Solar Man next. He is in fact weak to the water weapon because, as you can see, he is a fire boss. He has fire on his head.
And this stage is Rush Coil the tutorial.
Indeed. So many vertical screens where you're just kind of using Rush Jet to hop over stuff. A bunch of ladders that are skipped. So if you're a fan of ladders, look away because we're about to skip a lot of them.
Well, if you're a fan of ladders, you probably shouldn't be watching speedruns of Mega Man games.
Oh yeah.
You should just be watching casual playthroughs of them. Or better yet,
Yeah.
playing casual playthroughs of them.
Oh yeah, absolutely. If you haven't played this game casually, then I suggest you try to pick it up. It's now on the Steam Legacy Collection 2 release, or anywhere that's Legacy Collection 2 is released for this game, as Mega Man 7 through 10. No Rockman and 4 though, unfortunately. If you're a fan of that game, sorry, working 34.
And what is it? Is Ahmad the other one that's been going back and forth with
Yeah,
him?
it's Ahmad.
Yeah.
Well, Ahmad just recently finished his grind. He only wanted 34OX, and he's
Yep.
finished. And as per tradition, he's held the world record for a good less than 24 hours before working to kind
Yep.
of tragic.
I do want to point out real quick that even though this is Mega Man 10, the Mega Man community is just such a tight-knit community that we're keeping track. We're talking about Rockman and Forte, and there's a Mega Man 10 tournament happening right now.
Absolutely.
This is just how close the community is with each other, and how much we just care about the runners and each other's times and how we're doing. It's such a good community to be in.
Absolutely. I'd say it's basically the best community that makes you feel like whatever kind of runner you are, being MM1, MM10, or the rare Rockman and Forte, your family in the classic Mega Man speedrun community. As a spectator and as a runner. You have my word on that. Also, yeah, by the way, Solar Man just dies. Very fast fight.
Oh, whoops, there he goes. Blink and you miss it.
He just dies. Yeah, of all the fights in this game, I believe Solar Man is the simplest fight. Basically, you just deploy the shield, he jumps to you, and he dies. Because each water shield that you use has it has 8 different projectiles, and all of them can do its own separate damage. Assuming that they hit out of 5 frames, that is. So yeah, enjoy the simple bosses while you can though, because this boss, Chillman, right coming up after this stage, is kind of a complicated one.
This is where things get interesting.
This one, both the stage and the boss actually get kind of tricky witty here. Starting off with this screen that features these ice blocks where they disappear after you jump on them twice or you fire at them twice with any weapon. And so you can see here very cool usage of the water shield because it deploys under you. You can basically just destroy the ice blocks that are directly below you, instantly, without having to jump over them. And since Mega Man can't fire downwards because he's not Forte, unfortunately.
Darn it, Mega Man.
Unfortunately. Well,
Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
continue on with... I did not say anything. Nobody heard anything. Yeah, continuing on with
The
stage
stream would
more
tell
ice
you
blocks.
differently.
No, they won't. Yeah, pretty scary last screen here on Sorantyan's side. You can see
Poor
here
Fly
that there
just
are,
can't get the rush coil there.
there's these enemies that there's little ice pick enemies that jump up and down, and they can also trigger the ice blocks where if you jump on them one more time, then they just break. So you have to be very careful navigating through that screen. Oh yeah, Chillman fight. So you notice that you can actually just swap weapons in this game without entering the pause menu. And the benefit of that is that you can actually cancel whatever instance of the weapon is on screen by swapping out of it. And that's going to be very useful in the Chillman fight, both in Soran and Fly side, because when you fire and when the solar blaze hits an enemy, it actually takes some time before you can fire another one. You have to wait until both projectiles of the solar blaze disappear. And you don't want to wait for all that time. So to optimize that fight, you want to cancel the solar blaze animation by swapping to a different weapon and then swapping right back into the solar blaze to fire another one. So it's a very tricky fight with a lot of quick time inputs, or not quick time, quick inputs in succession that make it a very easy fight to mess up. You can get frozen, you can hit with a spike. It's a pretty bad feeling when that fight goes south.
You have to be careful when swapping between weapons, because if you press both L and R at the same time, which are the weapon swap buttons, then you'll go right back to the Buster.
Right, and it will take you some time to like get your bearings straight and like, oh my god, I'm on the Mega Buster. Let me swap back. And also
Oops,
just
how did that happen?
yeah. But with that kind of a hard stage and a hard fight, we have a bit of a chill, relaxing, laid back stage here with Nitro Man. As you can see here, Sorantyan is just riding a bus on his way.
You're trying to get as many puns out of Chill Man as you can, aren't you?
That wasn't even intended, Mike. I swear, that was actually no pun intended. I did not realize it until you brought it back up. So yeah, there's two types of trucks in the stage. Ones that go along or go forward with you, and ones that go backward. So for the ones that go backward or go against you, you want to fire Chill Spike on the ground, and that stops them. You don't want to freeze them though, unfortunately. There on Fly side, he kind of froze the truck in place, which didn't allow him to make any progress. But for the ones that move forward, you can just ride them for a nice joyride. Just a tidbit that not a lot of people know. If you shoot the stoplights on top of the truck screen, it will actually stop the trucks from further coming towards you for like a short period of time. So like in some character strats, like for Forte, for example, you actually do that. You actually like trigger the stoplights and have the trucks not interrupt you at all.
Okay, we just talked right over the Nitro Man fight. This is a very interesting fight, and it brings up the secondary effects of a lot of the weapons in Mega Man 10. So Chill Spike, we don't actually want to hit Nitro Man with the Chill Spike projectile itself. We want to instead throw it on the ground and let him run over the spikes and get hit by that. Hitting Nitro Man directly with the weapon before letting it touch the ground freezes him and moves him on to the next cycle of his attack. But beating him gets us both the Wheel Cutter and Rush Jet. We're going to test those out in Commando Man.
Yeah, another stage that, for the most part, doesn't really have anything besides these quicksand pits. You just really want to jump over them. It's a very simple stage.
It's Pharaoh Man from Mega Man 4, but part 2!
And without a slide, so, you know.
Or
yeah, a lot of us Mega Man 10 runners kind of consider this stage to be very dull and boring. But you will see, as promised, there'll be a Rush Jet section later. And you have these sections with the sandstorm that push you forward. So at the very least, make sure that you don't end up jumping into a pit because you have like extra speed from the sandstorm, as of some people have done. Not to mention names.
Let him be. I'm sure he feels bad enough about it from the race.
Yeah. So as you saw earlier, there's the sandstorm that brings you forward. Well, now there's going to be a sandstorm that goes against you. And you want to avoid that because obviously that slows you down. So the way to circumnavigate that is to just ride Rush Jet on the top of the screen where the sandstorm just doesn't hit you. And you still
it's like
keep
Mega Man 3.
Yep.
Off the screen, you don't exist.
Unfortunately, unlike Mega Man 3, you don't keep infinite ammo of the Rush Jet.
That would be awesome.
Oh, absolutely. Just don't have to worry about Rush Jet ammo in the Wily stages. Count me in. One of the few glitches in this run, and in this game, by the way, is coming up here in the Commando Man fight. So, you might be able to see it here, but whenever Commando Man jumps, okay, you did see a bit of it there, but whenever Commando Man jumps, he actually has no iframes. He is not invulnerable, and you can just spam the Wheel Cutter in his face, and he just takes all the damage very quickly. See if Fly can get a better pattern that allows us to showcase it better here. So, tall jump. Aw. Okay, well, there. He didn't get a short jump at the end there, which you kind of saw. Like, his health bar kind of just took 3 hits of the the Wheel Cutter in quick succession right there, so.
Alright, now we have Mr. Cab's, according to him, the most technical stage in the game of Blade Man. This stage, oh boy, there is so much going on, so much weapon swapping, so many enemies, so many 4-block wide jumps you have to make over spikes. It's just,
Yeah, learning this
terrible.
game, this is where you usually have a tough time, just because of how tight some of the things are. Like, doing your first runs of this game usually entails you having like no health by the end of the stage. But Soran actually going for the hard strat here of just jumping over those 4 tile gaps with
Yeah,
spikes
most
underneath.
runners will use Rush Jet there. That was impressive.
Yeah, so that strat over there saves very little time. Honestly, it saves like 0.3 seconds. But Soran, being an expert at this game, knows just to save the frames where they count.
Shoutouts to
And
celebratory Rush Coil jumps.
oh yeah, you kind of just wait for the boss to explode into oblivion there, so you can just do whatever you want.
It's required, otherwise we cancel the run.
Yeah, you're actually just disqualified from the tournament and the losers bracket altogether if you
absolutely.
don't do anything cool.
Yeah, swag strats or no strats.
So yeah, you can see here in the last screen where Sauron is just riding the rush jet to the end. That's where the strat where he jumps over the first rush jet screen initially saves time, because just a quick tidbit about the rush jet. Anytime you summon rush jet, it actually loses frames, because to mount rush jet in the first place, you have to like stop for a bit. So and like the closer you are to the bottom of the screen, the more time it loses to summon Rush Jet, just because he kind of comes down from the screen, and so you have to wait for him to get on your level of elevation and be able to ride him. Also, yeah, Blade Man fight. Hopefully it goes well.
Yes, so you see them using the commando bomb, and they're trying to get double hits on Blade Man, which you can only do if you aim the bomb very precisely. Sorant definitely got a few. I didn't count how many. Fly got 1 or 2 there. Which is very good. You want to get as many as you can to make the fight go very quickly.
Yeah, the double hits on Blade Man is very precise. Like, it only works on like some pixels. Like, there are cases where there's like 2 pixels that work, but in between those 2 pixels, the rest of the pixels just don't work for a double hit. So you don't really get to aim for like a ballpark of where it works, and like as a result of that, you just kind of have to know where to aim it specifically.
Exactly. Alright, fun fact of the day. Strike Man is the only stage in this game that doesn't have any instant deaths. You cannot die by spikes, you cannot die by falling in a pit. You must die by taking damage from enemies and obstacles. That is the only way you will die in this stage.
And to be fair, when you're doing like your first runs of this category, that in fact will happen. Things will just hit you from everywhere. You just see how many stuff is on the screen at the time. Like, there's so many enemies, so many projectiles, so many soccer balls that you have to shoot, and when they land on you, they just take like a bunch of health away. Yeah, it's a pretty tough stage. Same with Blade Man, but learning it at first, it's very tricky. Also here in
Runners know
the
what they're doing.
yeah, they have to, because this stage in particular, you can see the lockers on Sorantyan's screen side. That those lockers that pop out of the walls are on a global timer. So if they enter the stage at if they enter those screens at like different times than what they're used to, then they might just get a pattern that they can't very well adapt with. Like, they're just gonna have the lockers open up right in front of their faces.
Exactly. Strike Man goes down very easily to the blade weapon, which is perfectly fine. I do want to really quickly mention, just in case anyone has been noticing it, the secondary usage of Wheel Cutter, our runners use it to ride up the walls, and then they don't have to climb ladders.
Yeah, so again, if you're a huge fan of ladders, unfortunately, this is not
I
the
think
game for
anyone
you.
who's a huge fan of ladders left already. We kind of practiced this with...
Yeah, because we do have the weapon that just outright skips ladders in its entirety. So it's a sad day for all the ladder fans out there. I hope they're having their fun times in, I don't know, Mega Man 6. Or Mega Man 7, where ladders are actually just awful.
Alright, now I need to ask, if robots sleep, do they dream of electric sheep?
Yes, but I haven't read that novel, so I wouldn't be sure.
Come on, man, you gotta read it.
Someone link me the ebook.
This is the
I'll get on
second.
it.
This is the second Mega Man 10 run for this tournament that I've commentated, where my co-commentator hasn't read the book.
I've been hearing it. I learned of that reference from this stage way back in when the game was released in like 2010, and I still haven't read it. Unfortunately to say, I don't even know what's about. Like, what's the plot of that book?
Don't worry about it for now. Just I won't spoil it for you.
All right, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Also, anyone in chat might get mad if I spoil it, so there's that. That said, though, we are going through Sheepman stage if you didn't understand what in the world my beginning reference was about. Ooh,
Yeah.
using Rush Jet to make that jump there. Most people use Coil. Very nice.
Again,
Or
I
at least
talked about global cycles earlier in Strike Man stage. Global cycles are also a big factor in this stage, and it's where the Yoku blocks, you see those disappearing and appearing blocks on Soran's side. Yeah, they're also on a global cycle, and you want to be like on a cycle that's working for you. Like, you know,
Yes,
often you don't have to wait for stuff. It really only matters at the end of the stage where there's like one that you have to take. Otherwise, you have to like use the rush coil to save yourself from falling into a pit of spikes. Really the only time it matters.
Exactly. Alright, Nami, do you mind explaining to me how the Rebound Striker works?
The Rebound Striker is a weapon that rebounds and strikes the opponent. But besides that, the more times that the Rebound Striker bounces along the walls, the more damage it actually takes on enemies. So, as you can see there, the fight that Soran just did, he wanted to like fire the Rebound Strikers in a way such that when they hit Sheepman, they would have bounced along the walls at least 2 or 3 times. And that would do a lot more damage than, say, hitting Sheepman with just the Rebound Striker directly, like, in his face. So you can see it here again, the setup, where you shoot a bunch of Rebound Strikers along the walls, kind of like just missing, but then they hit Sheepman after it bounced like 3 times, and it just kind of kills him very fast. Pretty good fights on both of their ends.
It's one of my favorite fights to watch just because you see all the Rebound Strikers bouncing all over the place. Ah, they're here, they're there they go, woo! Are they gonna hit him? I have no idea.
Yeah, it's like watching like a billiards shot, just things bouncing around everywhere.
Is the angle right? Is it quite right?
Yeah.
Oh no, you sunk the 8 ball, no!
These guys have the trigonometry on deck.
Alright, real
Have that
quick.
sine and cosine.
How RNG works in Mega Man 10, we kind of mentioned this earlier / hinted at it. But when you enter a stage, the RNG is based on the global cycle. So if you reach the certain part of the stage, a specific amount of time after the stage began, then you will always get the same RNG, as long as you keep the timing consistent every single time. So you saw, Sorant played the stage, didn't stop moving until after he reached the boss corridor, and when he did, because he didn't stop moving, he got Electman first, and then Gemini, and then Woodman. That is what you will get every time you play this stage, as long as you don't stop holding right and don't get hit by anything. So Fly here shouldn't have any different RNG than Sorant had.
Well, it will be
Oh,
oh,
wait, I didn't see.
I think
Maybe
he missed.
didn't.
I think he missed an enemy somewhere.
Okay,
but
that
you also
could
have
be.
to kill the. Yeah, you have to also kill the same number of enemies along the way. That also changes the RNG. But besides those two, frame count and the number of enemies you kill, at least in normal mode, nothing else matters for the RNG. So it's very consistent in this game, as you've seen on Sorantyan. Unfortunately, this late into the stage, there's like so many twists and turns that like you can't really find setups that
Consistent,
that let you enter the boss rooms at the same frame that you always would. Like there's just so many jumps that like you can't really make frame perfect every time.
Exactly, you just kind of have to hope for the best.
Yeah, at this point, yeah. there will be a stage later on. Spoiler alert! Oops, I've said it. But there will be a stage later on that
There's more
will
stages
have
after
the
this one.
entire stage under said RNG manipulations. Keep your eyes peeled for that. If you're a fan of RNG manipulation culture, then I suggest you stick around. Well, stick around anyways, because this race is kind of hype. It's pretty close, I'd say.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's actually a lot closer than some of the other races in this tournament have been.
Yeah. Like again, I'm big props to both players, but especially big props to like Fly for keeping up with Sorantyan. You know, a really well-established runner of this game. Fly, very recent, I believe, but keeping his you know, keeping his time behind Soran. Any death from Sorantyan's side, especially in the next stage to come up, might just swing things to his favor. As you know, Sorantyan just finishes the last of the archives here.
Oh my
Nice
gosh,
Thunder,
we actually saw Thunderwool in a fight that wasn't
Thunderwool,
Pumpman.
the rare usage. In fact, most runners don't even use Thunderwool on that boss anymore on Tornado Man. They use Triple Blade instead, and that's actually faster. But in the case of the Wily stages, your ammo is shared in between stages. So like sometimes runners would want to save the Triple Blade ammo instead for the later stages.
Because as we all know, Triple Blade is the ultimate backup.
Indeed. It's just kind of like your go-to weapon when you don't know what to do.
I want to point out, Sorant is about to do a really cool trick. He's going to throw a Rebound Striker. An enemy won't be on the screen yet, but it's going to kill the enemy as soon as it appears. It's so cool.
Yeah.
If you missed it, then Fly might do the same thing. I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's where you can see like the Rebound Striker's effect too. Like you just bounce it a bunch on the floor and the ceiling, and once the enemy spawns, once you spawn the enemy, it just spawns into like the Rebound Striker with maximum bounces, and it dies.
So cool. It is so cool to watch.
The only way to one-shot that is to have like maximum bounce on the Rebound Striker. Oh yeah, more global cycles. These plungers on Sauron's side, it's they descend on I believe 3.5 second timers, so you really want to like save every frame you want in this stage. It's pretty hard. It's probably the hardest stage in the run, but you want to like really scrounge up every frame that you can, because these cycles, that one frame can mean the difference between 3.5 seconds or not. So just you have to like do a lot of risk analysis on like how much you want to go like how much balls do you have when going for these plungers, because like sometimes you don't even know where the cycle is and it just drops on you, especially on this last screen. But Soran, again, well versed in this game, knows exactly where the plunger cycles are, and he gets through the stage very cleanly. Not a scratch on him.
Indeed. Well, I mean, there's some health missing from his health bar, but
I'm pretty sure that's intended. That's a D-boost somewhere. I can tell you for sure that's a D-boost. Here's everyone's favorite boss, by the way. Right there, he kind of died pretty fast, but sometimes he can take a while by hiding his eyes, his weak points, behind his claws, and it's gonna be like a tough, like right trying to hit his weak points from there. Like you have to like resort to some really interesting backup strats when he does that. So
now,
again,
what is his name? Is his name Crabhammer, as some might suggest, or are we going to make the joke that he is actually the organizer of this very tournament, Mr. Crab? Mr. Crab. Shh, don't worry about it.
I'm reporting you to Mr. Crab right now. I am relieving you of any further commentary duties, good sir.
He's the one who made that joke at first. He's the only reason I made that joke is because
he gets to make that joke as Mr. Crab himself, you know.
Oh,
I believe he reserves the right to make that joke. You have to ask the rights for it yourself if you want to.
All right, fine. I'll figure out how much I have to pay his estate for the copyright.
I don't make the rules. That's how it is.
I'm sure you do. I never heard of that rule until just now.
Welcome to the Mega Man 10 community. I'll be your guy. Just kidding. Well, A bunch of auto scrollers here in Wily 3.
I'm told
Rush Jet
another name
section
for it
here
is
in
Crab
Sorantyan.
Puncher by the chat.
Oh yeah, it is Crab Puncher. for those who can't see through the jokes, his name is in fact just Crab Puncher.
Oh,
Because
wait, is
he's
it
a crab
really?
and he punches you. Pretty straightforward name. Pretty straightforward stage as well. It's just a bunch of rising elevators that you can like move left or right depending on where you step on it. And yeah, nothing much to say in this stage really. It's just enjoy the music.
Yes, the music in Mega Man games, so good. You can't find music like it anywhere else.
It is one of a kind, especially like even in this like 8-bit
Style.
yeah 8-bit style. You know, game released in 2010 makes 8-bit song and it still sounds pretty good. Like they managed to like
And it's not Shovel Knight.
Yeah, it's somehow an 8-bit game that's not Shovel Knight. And it managed to produce some like very good bangers in its own right.
Alright, this is a really fun fight to watch. So Sorant is going to use Rebound Striker and throw it so that when the boss appears out of the bottom, that they will take maximum damage from 2 Rebound Strikers, and then he's going to throw a whole bunch of Rebound Strikers at the wall to bounce up and kill the boss afterwards. It's so cool to watch. There's the 2 shots. Boom. Boss
Perfect
done.
fight. Good.
One of my favorite fights to watch in any Mega Man game because it is so cool to watch them with the timing of the Rebound Strikers and then the angles that they throw them at. It's amazing.
Yeah. Like I said earlier, this game has a lot of really cool fights that force you to like adapt some really nice strategies. So just like, you know, with like weapons such as the Rebound Striker, you really have to know what you're doing with them. Like you can't just like go up into a boss and fire at its face. Like you have to be really clever with how you use them. Which you'll see right now in the refights that you have to use basically every weapon against every boss.
I also got the good kill on him, but only because the machine moved down. Fly got hit and wouldn't have been able to quite make it with that setup. The boss moved up. But that's okay. He's out of there. He's moving on.
Yeah, so you do have a lot of time for Block Devil. He like stays on screen for a while. It's not like other games like Mega Man 3's Yellow Devil, Mega Man 9's Block Devil, where you have like a very tight time to like make one cycle of the boss to kill him. In this case, Block Devil, you have quite the entire time, the whole world to just kill him. And unfortunately, Sorantyan getting a very bad Pumpman pattern there. You want to see him jump 2 times or 3 times because of the way you set up Thunder Wolves in that fight. And unfortunately, I think he only got 1 jump, which means that he only got hit by 1 Thunder Wolf instead of like all 5 hits that you would normally get. Oh, there's the commando glitch that I was talking about earlier. Interesting to point out too that like these 2 players opt for different refight routes. I believe Fly is going for. He went Chillman first. Interesting. I've never actually seen anyone do Chillman first, but it is a hard boss. I would understand going for it first. But Sorantyan going for the more standard, the more normal route nowadays, which is to go strike first and then go counterclockwise along the room.
And another quick fun fact is that the boss's layouts on the title screen are the same here in the capsules. So Pumpman being in the bottom right, you'll find him in the bottom right capsule.
Indeed. So, as you've mentioned earlier, if you do have a memory worse than a goldfish, then all you have to do is just look at the title screen and remember, oh, which boss is which. I've had like some new Mega Man 10 runners like point out to me that like, oh, I don't really remember where the boss is. So like every time I enter a boss capsule, I have to adapt. Oh, it's this boss. I have to switch this weapon quickly. And then I just tell them, well, if you remember your stage select order, then it's basically just that. It's one of those cool things.
You don't just memorize it for a game?
So I believe Soren should be in the last refight. Whoa. Now that's the worst pattern you get. He stands there, you freeze him for another pattern, and he just goes up the wall. You only get 2 hits from him that way. Ideally, the optimal Nitro pattern is he just rides back and forth across the room where he runs over the chill spike over and over again, but sometimes he's just uncooperative. Sometimes he just wants to like chill on like the top walls.
Alright, now we've got Yarhar Pirate Wily.
Are pirates even a thing in the modern age?
I mean, we mentioned Rockman and Forte earlier, and they've got Pirate Man, right?
I guess that counts, right?
It's gotta count. It has to count.
I'll count it. I'll allow it. I'll make the rules this time.
As well, I mean, I was staffing a course for a scouting thing a couple years ago, and they had the theme of pirates. So it's still a thing. It's still hip with the kids for some reason. Don't ask me why.
Well, I'm a boomer, so if it's
me
if
too,
it's a
I
thing with the
know.
kids, then I'm all good.
It's
My boomer self just can't get with the times, I guess.
I
Feels
know,
bad,
it's
man.
terrible. But we are ascending into the sky to fight Wily because he just gave up building castles, I guess, and hiding at the end of them. Instead, now he wants to go into space. The final frontier.
So yeah, remember what I mentioned earlier about an entire stage being manipulated on its RNG? Well, here you have it, folks. Sorantyan is going to attempt to do this entire stage, ending it on the same frame that he always will. And you can see he's doing like very weird strats, such as getting hit before riding a rush jet, riding up a wall with wheel cutter, and those are all intended to make sure that he enters the boss room at the same frame. And he also has to make sure to kill the same number of enemies right here. And make sure not to get any additional drops because that will kind of mess with the RNG by like moving it a few frames. But there are backup strats if he gets like weapon drops or energy drops. And Fly should be attempting here the same thing as he gets to a Wily 5 as well. But Sorantyan doing the manipulation perfectly, and we should see I think it's right left or left right. I gotta forget. It might just be wrong. I think it's right left. Yeah, so you can see that Wily is just here taking all the hits. Oh, never mind, it's right. I just forgot that altogether. But yeah,
All
that
right,
would be it.
boom!
Time for
Sorantyan
Sorantyan.
takes the win. Oh my goodness.
With a time of 35:28. Thank you for playing. And again,
Get
no
some
slash
GGs
to
in
Fly.
chat.
Yeah, no slash to Fly catching up on his own here. Very close race. I'm quite impressed at how close this race has been. Again, basically one stage apart, or less than one stage apart. But still, congratulations to Sorantyan for moving on in the bracket where he will be facing someone. I don't know. I did not check the bracket. I probably should have.
Yeah,
My bad.
can you pull up the bracket here and I'll make sure that Fly doesn't do anything too horrible to Wily.
I don't even know where the bracket is.
I was hoping as someone who's actually in the tournament that you might.
I'm gonna be real with you. I haven't checked the bracket in a while. So yeah, Sorantyan will be facing the winner of Working 34, quite the decorated individual in the community, and Chrissy, another well-known individual in the Mega Man community.
Who is both of them are world record holders of other classic Mega Man games.
Wait, is Chrissy a world record holder of something?
Isn't he Mega Man 5 world record holder? Either way, Fly also just finished.
Not. Yeah, Fly there with the finish as well. 36:52 on the time. Thank you for playing. And pretty close, pretty good display of skill from both players. Again, pretty expected that Sorantyan was to win this one as the higher seed of the match. But again, give it up for Mr. Fly here for keeping up. And I believe was that a deathless run? Was that a deathless run, or did I miss something?
No, I think both of them made it through deathless.
Yeah, that was a deathless run, which is again a pretty impressive feat in itself. To like.
I do want to correct myself. Christy is not, at least currently, a world record holder for a Mega Man game.
Both of them are world record holders of other classic Mega Man
games. That's my bad.
Wait, is it? Is Chrissy? Damn. Fake news exposed. Not just
Yes,
kidding.
I'm sorry. I know.
No, don't,
I
don't
know.
worry. I
I
also
know.
have
I
my
know. I
share of
know.
fake news very early on in the tournament, where I said the matches would be happening from 2 hours from now, when it actually just happened right after. So don't worry, I got you there, fam.
All right.
But yeah,
Can you see if the runners might want to join us for a interview? We already have
I
Flying
hope
here.
so.
Can you see if Sorant would like to join?
Sorantyan.
Hi there,
Let
Fly.
me- Hey, what's going on, guys?
Going pretty good. How's it going for you?
Good, except I knocked my headset off almost.
That's a bad feeling.
All right, I'm good now.
Firsthand.
Let me see if Soren wants to.
We're already on it. Thank you.
Okay.
So, how did you feel about that run? It was a deathless run, right?
Yeah, it was deathless. I felt really good. That was only my second 36 so ever in this game.
Wow. All right. If you haven't already in chat, please give a big good game to Fly.
Also, GG Soren, dude. Soren's a legend. It was an honor to race him. He's insanely consistent, and he's a beast. Nothing else to say. He's just a beast.
Absolutely. Who unfortunately will not be able to join us for the interview today. I believe in Japan it's kind of in the early hours, so maybe he's also getting breakfast in his own time. So give him a bit of time. He did, in fact, take a really, really impressive run, a 35-28. No slouch. So I believe he deserves a bit of slack for now. But again,
Yeah, we'll
congratulations,
let him rest.
Fly.
Yo, thank you.
For
Thank you.
the thing. Like, I mean, I guess going into this, like, what were you expecting? Like, what was there, like, expectations leading up to the match? Were you, like, really pumped on trying to win, or did you really just think to yourself, I just want to do my best, I want to, like, at least try the PB, or, what are your thoughts?
I mean, going into it, like, let's be real, like, I knew it was 99% chance that Soren wasn't going to win. Like, he would have had to pretty much have a meltdown in order for me to win. So I just wanted to have fun and have fun racing him, because this is the first time. Go figure. My main game is X1 100%, but my second game is Mega Man 9. So go figure. I end up racing Soren in Mega Man 10 before I race him in Mega Man 9. But yeah, so it was really fun. I just wanted to have fun and put on a good show. So
I would like to point out, you ran against a legendary speedrunner for not just this game, but Mega Man 9, and you were in the final stage before he had finished.
really,
That's how close you were. Yes.
You
Wow.
were just
Timer,
backing up
the
there.
timer is about a minute and a half difference, but you were in the final stage and moving before he killed Wily.
Yeah. That minute and a
Wow.
half is, in fact, the final stage difference right there. So
yeah, I missed the manip too. So like it kind of went off the rails, and then I got
you
scared
you
because
just
of my
did the
health.
fly manip. It's
so-
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's the
It's a rubber
unseen
manip,
manip. First time I'm showing it.
Revealing it to the world. Ta-da! Here it is, live on the SpeedGaming channel for all of you to see.
So with
Yeah, but
that,
I mean, it went well. I can't I can't be upset with that. Like I said, it was my second 36 ever in this game. So, and getting the first 36 was a royal pain. So.
I can't.
I can tell you
imagine.
all about that. It did take me a while to get my first 36 as well, but it feels just as well, like all the more gratifying to finally get a 36. So yeah, I can feel you there. But yeah, with that, how are you feeling for the rest of the tournament? Again, it's not over for you. There is, in fact, the lower bracket, which you'll be facing. Well, okay, the lower bracket hasn't started, so you can't really tell who you're facing at this point. But how are you feeling? Like, how much preparation do you think you'll be doing moving forward? Like, how far do you think you'll go? I guess.
I mean, I went into this. I'm still very new to Mega Man 10, so I went into this just not really expecting anything. All the round 2 guys are killers, so yeah, I knew like pretty much anywhere I ended up in round 2 was gonna send me to losers bracket. So we'll just see. I don't know. I really have kind of no expectations. I'm just taking a race, one race at a time and having fun. I mean, I don't have, I'm not expecting to go far. Mega Man 10's it's just a really fun game, and I'm having a lot of fun playing it. So,
And that's the most important part, to enjoy this very fun game. All the
So
fun
glad
that you
to
can
hear.
get. But yeah. Any more questions from your side, Mushroom Boy?
So I've got a few quick announcements here. So in about an hour, there's going to be one more Mega Man 10 race for the day. So I'm not sure what Speed Gaming channel that will be on, but I've already mentioned him in this stream as the person who coordinated this whole tournament. Mr. Cab55 will be commentating that match. I'm not sure who will be playing in it.
it's Siberian Bull versus Great John.
Great John, yes.
There you go.
And it will be in this channel. It will be on Speed Gaming channel as well. So you don't
There
have to
you
go
go.
anywhere.
So come back here in an hour and watch that awesome race. Also, huge shout outs to Fly and Sorant for doing a fantastic job. We wouldn't have this tournament if we didn't have amazing runners to play in it. So, as well as the big GGs that we give out to them, please, if you can, go follow them and watch them as they continue to improve themselves in Mega Man 10 and whatever other games they play. Because it is really the community that makes up these wonderful tournaments for us to play on. And a huge thanks to the Speed Gaming Network for letting us use their channel to have our silly little tournament for our fun game.
Absolutely. Thank you for everyone who organized this event. Mr. Cab, especially for putting the tournament together, and all the participants who, again, everyone's still playing. Nobody's out of the tournament. So, for everyone watching, I hope you continue to tune in and see the rest of the matches as they go on. And I promise you, there'll be some hype stuff as the tournament goes on. So, yeah.
Exactly. And finally, I would like to thank my co-commentator here, Konami. I was instructed to call you. I don't know. You said you've changed your username however many
Yeah,
times.
the
I
Mega
don't
Man
know.
community knows all about it. That's just my username from time to time, but
But a
Again,
huge thanks and shout out because I haven't played Mega Man 10, so all of the info and actual smarts with any confidence was all him. So and also he's playing in the tournament, so maybe you should go give him a follow on Twitch as well because you can watch his improvement. It's so cool to watch these runners.
don't
actually
actually
do
do
that.
that.
I
I
don't
don't stream.
Oh well.
But yeah, you sure, follow me on the stuff that I put out, right? Somewhere.
Either way, huge thanks for you to joining me on commentary because had I been alone, this would have been an interesting thing to try and do by myself.
No, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to share all my Mega Man 10 knowledge I've accumulated over time, and just to share it with the people who are interested in this Mega Man tournament. It's a great experience. No, I'm happy to be here.
Exactly. One final thing, I think, before I'll turn it over to your final words, Konami, is if anyone is interested in specifically classic Mega Man speedrunnings, or even Mega Man X, or whatever Mega Man game speedruns, if you're interested at all, go ahead and head over to megamanleaderboards.net and you can join the Discord for whatever game series you'd like to speedrun. You can meet all the wonderful people in the community. It is an amazing experience. There are so many people and tools at your disposal that are more than willing to help you improve yourself and get into the spirit of speedrunning. It is so awesome how great this community is. So if you're interested at all, please head over to megamanleaderboards.net. You can find whatever links you need there and get involved in the community. It's because of our strong community that we can have great tournaments like this one and the Mega Man 6 one that we had a couple months ago.
Exactly. Took the words out of my mouth. the Mega Man community, the classic Mega Man community, is just such a great place to be. Even not as a runner, even just as a spectator enjoying the runs, it's a great experience. I said it earlier too, but you will feel like family. Like no matter what you do, no matter who you are, it's just a very homey place to be. So if you're interested in Mega Man speedruns at all, please do check it out. I promise you, it will be a great experience. Yeah. With that, anything else you'd like to say?
I just want to add one thing. Also,
Go ahead.
kind of understated or underlooked, but like also if you're looking to get into any Mega Man speedruns or probably any speedruns at all, just find a game you like that you're interested in, hop in some runners chats and ask some questions and start talking. Everybody's super friendly. They love these games and they love talking about them, so they'll be more than happy to answer any questions and point you in the right directions or help you out.
Yeah, a lot of the Mega Man runners that we have today, a lot of our greats, basically start from there, just randomly stumbling upon their favorite Mega Man game, asking a bunch of the top runners of how this game works and where they can learn more, and where they can interact with the community, and then they become top runners themselves. So again, it's just a great place to start, but just hanging out in like your favorite streamers chat and being just having a great time. So yeah.
For sure. Yeah, for sure.
With that, do you have any final words, Mushroom Boy, to close us off?
Nope, I was gonna let you do the closing, should you choose.
Well, again, I think everything that needs to be said has been said. But of course, remember to don't change that channel. We'll be right back in just about an hour or so. So quickly, you can get some snacks, get a drink, take your bio break, because in just an hour or so, we'll be right back with our next race between Siberian Bull 9 and Great John. Same channel. You just gotta stay here. So thank you all for watching, and see you very soon, because I think I'm also commentating the next race. But yeah, see you real soon. Thank you everyone for watching.